everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? So today we're going to have a look at Special Dungeon. I've decided, instead of just making a video for day one, we're going to just stream, so if anybody sees we are streaming and wants to pop in, then they're very welcome to do so. Maybe we'll get some people coming in along with it. If not, we'll just go through the Special Dungeon day one. I mean, for newer players, it might be a little bit tricky. There is a little bit of tactics you can maybe implement. For the veteran players out there, this special dungeon, should be pretty easy, at least straight away, especially day one. It's on for 5 days. Today is day one, so really get this done before resets tonight or later on. And day one is the only day that we're really actually going to get to see the first 5 stages if you take on boss number 10. So we've got these 10 stages today, from 1 to 5. It's not even on here, so there's a stage 6 to 10 there. What prizes are we getting this month? Well, you can see here, 45 wins is really what you want to be aiming for, especially if you're a lower level player, a newer player. That's where we get the best rewards from. 50 is a bit of an extra bonus. So to get that 45, what you can do is just go up to stage 9 every day, because if you beat stage 10, then the next day will get more difficult. If you don't think you're going to be able to take out boss 10 on a more difficult stage, then hang back a little bit and only go to stage 9. Or alternatively, you could beat stage 10 day 1, which would mean that when we jump back in day 2 and onwards, you get to skip the first 5 stages. That can be handy. So we've got the first 5 stages here. I don't think it's going to be too difficult today. I will also say that the teams I use today on this may not be very good or capable of doing this when we get to a harder stages, stage day 4, day 5. We will probably come back in on day 5 and have a stream then taking up day 5 on it at its most difficult. So let's jump in there, let's get this going, shall we? First 5 stages are just a bit like PvP, Battle Stadium, which is what I was calling it. So I don't know, we can just pick anything I think for this. For day 1, just a kind of a PvP team. This is a PvP team that I built. I mean, I think elements do apply to this. So maybe running an elemental team might be a little bit of a bonus. Let's have a look. Who else was on the team that we had? We have Yukari and we have Anna. This is a PvP team that I've been enjoying running recently. Let's see how well it does in here though. And we do get elemental bonuses in here, so maybe an elemental team might be an advantage. Although for these first stages, they should be pretty quick. So let's fly through these first 5 stages, get to the last 5 where we get the boss fights. And we see who we're going to be taking on this month. So we're going with that same team again. Most PvP teams, most teams to be honest with you, will be able to take this out on day 1. As I said, this mode does get more difficult as you go along, day by day. If you beat boss 10, if you beat stage 10 the next day, it will be more difficult. If you are struggling, then maybe, like I said, it is better to just go to boss 9 and leave boss 10 and then reset it. If we get to that 45 wins over the 5 days, then we should get the majority of the rewards. That is a good target to go for. If you're a whale, if you are a veteran player, then there's no reason why we can't try and beat the whole thing, 50 wins, which is what we're going to be trying to do. So, day 5, we'll come back and have a go with that. As we can see here, these stages are pretty easy for somebody at level cap. Let's get on to boss number, fight number 5. It's where we start getting the bosses. It's fight number 6. Where we get to see who we're fighting this month. Let's go in then. This is a good quick team, isn't it, to fire through. Sometimes this works in PvP pretty well, sometimes it doesn't. Usually, when there's a lot of TP draining in the opponent's team, that's when it can suffer quite a bit. But for this, they are not that technical opponents. Blasting our way through this. Like I say, on day 1 is the only day we are usually going to be able to see these first 5 fights, because once you beat boss 10 you can then skip them. We will change our team up then once we get to the 6th fight. See who we are facing. Maybe we can try out some other teams. Like I said, the teams we're using today might not, probably won't be effective on day 4 and 5 when it is more difficult. But maybe they will. So there we go, there's 5 victories. So we get to the first tier of rewards here, as you can see. So there we go, first tier of rewards completed. So now we move on to the bosses. I think this guy's single target. I think he's not sure which one's a single target and multiplayer. Maybe some of them are more obvious, we'll see. So let's change our team up. And what do we have then? Perhaps we could go with maybe a single target dark team, or well, anything. I'm thinking of what are the more recent characters that we have got that we would want to use. So we could put Violet in there. We could go with, if we're going to go physical, maybe we'll have Eriko in there. If a single target, I'm not sure Christina is the go-to today, because it's probably going to be a shorter fight. So in that case, we may want to go to Alter Maiden perhaps. And who would be our last pick? Well, I'm forgetting. Maybe Makoto here, the 6-star one. Anyway, let's give this a try. Like I said, day 1, we're not going to have to go too detailed with teams and competitions. We should be able to take these out relatively easily. If we have oh, there we go, boss is down instantly. There we go. Day 1, not posing too much of a challenge there. We've got ZZ, boss number 2. Maybe we should try a Hatsune and Shiori team on here. I'll just go with Shiori. Perhaps we can go for single target. Physical wind might be an option for this. We'll send in, who do we want to be up front on this one? Maybe Kokoro. We'll stick in Fio, obviously. We'll stick in Wakana. Now she's the one that's going to be tanking for us here. And maybe Aoi, maybe. Anyway, like I said, we don't need to think about it too much today. Let's take ZZ out with this team. I guess we can at least unset Theo. Although it shouldn't have taken too long, I don't think. The opponents are crumbling here. ZZ is. Oh, look at that damage there. More or less one shot there by Shiori. Not a challenge. Challenge is obviously going to be coming day 5. We will, like I said, jump back in on day 5 when we need to actually think a little bit more about our teams. Okay, so Rai Rai. I think Rai Rai is single target as well. Shall we try a light team against Rai Rai? Do we want to go physical, magical? Probably physical. If we want to use Pilot Aoi here. Does Una perhaps? And then, I don't know if we really need Eris, Ameth in there. And one more. Maybe Liberator Nozomi there. So, again, like I said, don't expect these teams to do particularly well. We're going to get them set there. To do particularly well on day 4 or 5. we're just going to go through and having a look, like I said, at what bosses we are fighting this month here in Special Dungeon. It's always worth doing to try to get these rewards. Not bad at all there. Same boss, isn't it, that we always get here. This is Goblin Chief or whatever that he's called. Goblin Lord or whatever. So, Cobra. Next, I believe Cobra is a multiple target opponent. I guess there's many routes we could go down here with a multiple target team. I mean, it would be better if you don't really need to borrow. You can borrow on here. She's not there at the moment. I was thinking going with the ceremonial Chica on here. Maybe that's not the way to go. Perhaps we could then go for physical, dark, multiple target. We could go with Medusa here. This is probably where Christina will be a little bit better. Suppose we want Violet again. Will Grace be the option? I think we still want some kind of a healing or barrier or defense. Which is why I probably, again, would be thinking going towards Ares here. Maybe Persia might help out on this team. Let's give it a go, how it works. Like I said, we haven't to think too much today on this. Yep, as we can see, Cobra here, multiple target, and there was no ads, so we're just taking down the boss here. Hopefully Christina's not going to cancel her skill too, although against Cobra it wouldn't be as a big a deal because that's where she initiates her single target damage. But there we go, not a problem day one. We have been Cobra, so let's move on then to the final boss for today. So there we go. If you are a low level player, if you're struggling already with this because you've only just started playing the game, maybe leaving it off at phase fight 9 might be an option. If you can beat fight 10, then maybe take fight 10 out so you can skip fights 1 to 5 and then go to fight 9 just to get to that 45 and get those rewards there. So who do we want to take this Goblin King out with? Is he called Goblin King? Goblin Lord. Is the Lord better than a King? Maybe. Maybe not. Depends on where you're coming from. Anyway, I think he is more single target. Maybe we'll just kind of stick with dark, shall we? But go for magic, just to change things up a little bit. In which case, we probably want these two. We will go with Eris on this one. I guess Kukunoa to tank it, and then maybe Echidna. I mean, there are a few other options we could go for. Let's see then how we do on day 1 against Goblin Lord. Oh, he's still level 500 on day 1, which it could be a bit tricky again for newer players. This is the main reason why I'm going to be doing this, going through this today, because there's been a few people started playing the game. And these are aimed at end content for higher level players, long time players. But if you have just started, then you can still take them on. You can still get something out of them if you know the few little tricks. So there we go. Not too much of a problem on day 1. Day 5, I don't think we're going to be one-panning this boss. We're going to have more optimal teams for that. So there we go. That is the special dungeon for day 1. 10 fights beaten, which means we then get up to rank 10 on the rewards here. There we go. So, like I said, getting up to 45 is the aim, and that can be done in several different ways. I will say again, beating the stage 10 boss here will make the next day more difficult. So if you are really struggling, you don't have that many characters in your box, or you're a lower level player, they only go to fight 9 might be the option. Well, there we go. That is special dungeon then for day 1. I will be coming back, I believe, in a couple of days' time for day 5 of this special dungeon. We'll have a look what it is like when the difficulty level has been ramped up. So, there we go. I'm Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey.